Hey guys, it's 101 Spiff. Today we unleash our hidden Shadow Clone Jutsu as we look and take review at the Master Grade Shadow Gundam, also known as Spiegel Gundam from G Gundam.
A serene state of mind. Your soul must be unobstructed like a mirror, and tranquil like water after a storm. It's the one thing you need in order to win. However, in your present state, you couldn't do it. Do as you wish. Fight if you insist on fighting. I'm leaving.
In the unlikely event that you get out of here alive, I'll meet you in Neo Hong Kong.
The Shadow Gundam, also known as Gundam Spiegel, is the resident 6th Ranger of the G Gundam team. Its pilot, Schwarzbruder from Neo, Germany, comes out of nowhere in Shinjuku City during the rise of the Dark Gundam in the first half of G Gundam. He's a mysterious man, for some reason aiding Domon Kasshu in this quest to become a better fighter, as well as destroying and defeating Master Asia and the Dark Gundam to save his father. I'm pretty excited for this build because this is my last G Gundam build. I've got Shining, Burning, and Master, and unfortunately Shadow Gundam is it. It's a real shame though that we didn't get any more Master Grades of the G Gundam series. As well as it would be nice to finally have some sort of 2.0 for the Burning Gundam, but I guess that's probably not going to happen. Spiegel or Shadow, which I will be referring to as Shadow Gundam because I grew up with the dub of G Gundam, is definitely a bit of a slim build with not a lot of weapons, but let's see what it can do. It looks to be slim, it looks to be very mobile, and I kind of think it's really cool as a German ninja. It's something very different and a little bit off field for something in G Gundam, but then again, G Gundam is just one of these crazy series where it's pretty much anything goes, over the top shonen anime meets Gundam. Hopefully it will be a great kit and we'll get to see how the build goes. So why don't we open this up and see what we have here. Opening up the box, and you're going to see that this is your fairly standard old school Master Grade build. It's a little disappointing to see that the black, which should be black, is a bit of a navy blue, which means a lot of num marks that you're going to have to clean up here. Also, this is a G Gundam frame, so it's going to share the same frame as Burning, Shining, and Master with a few brand new pieces. That also means that you'll be using a screw, so you're going to have to get a bit of a screwdriver in order for that to work. You'll also be getting rubber material for the soles of the feet as well as hands, and you're going to get 120 upscale figures of Schwartz and Rain Mikamura, Domon's girlfriend from G Gundam. Otherwise, this is just your very standard old school Master Grade build. All built up, and now we have the Master Grade Spiegel Gundam, also known as Shadow Gundam. And you can definitely tell that this is, again, a very old school Master Grade build. Not a lot of surface detail, you're just going to get the basic colors of the Gundam, and this is how it's going to appear on screen. The head is a little bit too big, in my opinion, but otherwise the proportions are alright and pretty TV accurate. Again, I just wish that the black was actually black and not a navy blue. It just doesn't really work to the on-screen model. Otherwise, this looks like the Shadow Gundam as it appears as the anime. So, now that we got the looks taken care of, let's look at some articulation. Alright, we're going to start with the head here. The head can go up and down, but no twisting. And unfortunately, you're not going to get much of a 360 even if you move up the collar because the side of the collars are going to hinder it. The arm can go 360 degrees so long as you stay mindful of the backpack. The shoulder is on its own hinge and the arm can go about that far up depending on how tight you did the screws. As well, you're going to get a beautiful double jointed bend out of the elbows. Both the front and the side skirts armor can move by themselves as well as the back. And with the legs, you're going to get a beautiful but very tight double jointed knee. It also really depends on how well you tighten up those screws. It'll come in handy later, trust me. And then with the legs, you're going to see that the toes can go up and down, and a little bit up and down, on the ankle, but a little bit to side. But trust me, you really want those screws to be tight. They're going to really pay off when you do posing. Now, since this is a G Gundam kit, you're not getting a lot of accessories here. You're really just getting hands. You're going to get fists, clenched fists, and open style. And these really pay off for posing. You can pretty much do anything you can imagine with the Shadow Gundam. Push-ups, you can do it to get knee bends. This is one of the things I love about the G Gundam series, and that with the master grades, they were really looking to be able to do a lot of posing, to the point where you can actually, if you steady him and you tighten up those screws enough, you can get him to stand on one leg. This was something that was pretty unimaginable up at this point. And then the one accessory that you're going to get are these shadow blades. And what these blades are blades that attach from the back of the forearms. They're supposed to be held with the arms, but due to them being rubber, it could be a bit problematic. With the Shadow Gundam, there's not really a lot to talk about because it's just really about the Gundam itself. You get the Shadow Blades and you get the hands that come with the G Gundam kits, and that's it. Some people might be a bit turned off by it, but it's pretty fair with its price point. I mean, you shouldn't really be paying any more than $30 on this game. For essentially the price of a modern grade high grade, you really can't complain with what you're getting. A few nitpicky complaints about this is that the fact that I still feel that it was a bad idea for Bandai to use rubber hands. I can see what they were going for, and that they don't want things to break, and that they want to be able for posability, but I really think it was more of a fault than a plus point of the G Gundam line. Also, I feel that the V-fin, whether you use the hard plastic or the rubber type, just come off of the Shadow Gundam just fairly too easily. As well, even though I connected the back skirt armor fairly well, it's still very loose and can come off on its own on occasion. Otherwise, this is a pretty solid build, and I'm happy to complete my G Gundam collection. If you feel this is very bare bones, you are indeed correct. But again, for a price of a modern day high grade, you really can't go wrong with this. It's about the build and what it is, and you're going to get a lot of cool posing out of it. This is 101 R. Smith, and I will see you later. Peace!